Hey everyone, Piano Man Chuck here, and what I have with me today is a Roland GO Mixer Pro. This thing is so cool. It is the perfect answer to a lot of things. Now, the primary purpose Roland made this is for you to be able to get high quality audio into your smartphone. It's made for basically your iPhone and some Android phones. So it allows you to go ahead and record yourself a video just like you would make any other video with your smartphone or your tablet. But with this, you get high quality audio. And not just that, you have the ability to bring in all kinds of audio. You've got absolutely 9 different inputs here. And the way that breaks down is you've got 3 mono inputs and you've got 3 stereo inputs. So 3 stereo inputs gives you 6 channels right there. Left and right, left and right, left and right. And 3 mono inputs. So a total of 9. Now, a lot of PAs, things like the QSC CP series, or the Mackie Thump, or the JBL Eon 600, all kinds of different PAs that are in big use today if you're doing gigs and that kind of thing. They're pretty limited. They have 1 or 2 inputs and that's it. So what I used to do in the past, and I'm big on battery operated stuff, you watching my channel you know that, I used to bring along stuff like this. This is a Behringer Eurorack MXB 1002, battery operated, 5.5 pounds. That's heavy. Just so that I can bring in multiple inputs and feed that into a PA. Alright? Now I don't have to do that anymore. The Roland GO Mixer Pro, I mean, look at the difference in size here. So when I do that, I no longer have to bring in a mixer or anything like this. This is a standalone mixer. Not only is it a standalone mixer, it's a bunch of other things too. So this can go straight to your PA. It's also an audio interface, and that is a major thing I like to use this thing for. And I'll get into that in a little bit with this video, which is really cool. You'll be able to go ahead and use this with your DAW. And that USB audio interface works with iOS, some Android devices, Windows, and Mac OS. I mean, you got a winner here in 4 different categories to be able to use it with. That is so cool. And a lot of times you're going to bring along some condenser mics. And condenser mics require phantom power. That's something I had over here. But I don't want to bring in a separate source to provide phantom power for my microphones. So this will provide that too. And if you're using this as a standalone mixer, this big compartment right here houses 4 AAA batteries. And you basically turn the unit on for standalone mode. And you see the light comes on to show you the power's on. And then you've got a switch here for phantom power. So if you have a condenser mic plugged into this XLR mic input over here, you got yourself phantom power. And for some people, just having a unit that is able to provide that with their condenser microphone, this serves that purpose alone. Just that, being able to plug a mic into here, turning on phantom power, and bringing that into your DAW or your PA, in addition to be able to use all the other stuff. All the other stuff, let's get into that. If you look at the left panel over here, you'll see that you've got a stereo pair of inputs. They're line inputs, left and right, and the left is left/mono. So if you just plug one in Then you have mono, and if you have both plugged in, you have stereo. So a little later on in the video, I'm going to show you, I'm going to use the left and right line outputs of this keyboard and put that into here. Okay, and we're also going to plug a mic into here, and we're also going to be monitoring this. I'm going to feed this to my studio monitors, and we're going to interface this to my laptop using my DAW, or digital audio workstation. So, alright, going over to the front panel now. We've got loop back off and on. We've got a monitor out. This is all 1/8 inch right here. So 1/8 inch stereo TRS monitor out. This can go with adapters to a PA or whatever. Then you have, let me skip this switch for a second. You have two stereo inputs. Both of them are 1/8 inch TRS. So you can have something like a MP3 player and plug this into here, or anything else that's 1/8 inch TRS. And you can take things that are two separate cables, get the right adapter, and feed that into here. Now, getting back to the switch, for that first TRS one, there is something called center cancel. Center being the center frequencies, basically the frequencies found in human voice. And when you turn that on, it'll do its best to cancel out the human voice portion of a recording. And the purpose of that is to be able to do karaoke. Alright, then looking over here on the right side, you have a high Z input for guitar or a bass guitar. Then you have a 1/8 inch input for a microphone. That's probably going to be for a dynamic mic. And over here you've got another combo jack for a microphone, more professional studio microphone, which is either going to be an XLR or a 1/4 inch TS input. And if it's an XLR and it's a condenser mic, this is where you turn the phantom power on for it. Looking over to the back panel, there's a USB jack, a certain kind. They supply the cable. One end is going to go into here, and the other end is going to go to your device, whether that's going to be a iPhone or it's going to be an Android phone. And it's built for iPhones, basically, for iOS devices. Certain Android phones will work. They have a list of Android phones that'll work with this. My phone, an Android, is not on the list. It is a LG V20, and I tried it out, and lo and behold, it does work. And here's another cool thing. The design here, they made a good use of this battery compartment where you can take your phone and you got a built-in holder here. You can do it that way, or you can do it this way. It's really cool. So you can see yourself while you're recording. And there's other videos on YouTube where people have demonstrated this and they're playing the guitar or whatever. For me, with keyboard, I just move this back so I can get it in the whole picture. Keyboard isn't, it's wide. Alright, then there's the top panel. Your power indicator and actually a peak indicator. So if you're supplying too hot of a signal, this peak indicator will come on. And all these gain controls. So basically you've got two mic gain controls. One for the XLR/TS combo input. Another one for the 1/8 inch mic input over here. And then you've got three gain controls here. This one labeled keyboard is for the left and right line inputs that typically come from the line outputs of a keyboard. And this one over here is for the guitar input. And then your overall gain control, the master right there. Then this comes out and put in your 4 AAA batteries. And that is it for the design. It's very lightweight. You could practically fit this in your pocket. Some people do have pockets big enough for this. Definitely you can fit it in a briefcase with your laptop computer. So for me, I basically eliminated that mixer that I showed you. I'll be able to use this from now on. And all the cables are included with this, and you want to use only the cables they include. We don't know what the wiring thing is or what the wiring layout is, so use the cables they supply. There's 3 cables. The first cable is a cable that'll hook this up to your iOS device, or your iPhone, or tablet, whatever. The second is for Android devices. And the third is for computers. Now, the one for computers is basically a USB Type-C. My laptop over here has your standard USB Type-A, but it doesn't have Type-C. So in order to make that work with this, I bought a cable converter. Basically, it's a cable. It's Type-A at one end, Type-C at the other end, and I plug that into my computer and you're good to go. So basically, this is USB class compliant. So when I first turned this on and plugged this into my computer, it recognized it right away, it configured it, and now it shows up in all my programs where I'm using an audio interface. Perfect. So let's get this set up and see what this is going to sound like. All right, so what a lot of people don't know, since it's not even being advertised for this, is it does support Mac and Windows as far as being used as an audio interface. So if you look over here, I'm just going to show you right here. I'm using a line inputs here, the Go Mixer Pro. Now, I didn't put the word Go Mixer Pro in there. When you plug this into your computer, it's class compliant, so it's going to go ahead and it's going to set up the device, and it does that one time, and after that, you're set for life, or at least for the life of your computer with that operating system. So now you can use this. So this is basically now a mixer, and I've got all the gain controls for everything over here, for the separate mics and for the lines and so on and so forth. All right, so let's go ahead and demonstrate. You can see on the screen as I'm talking, this you can see the levels here and here, and as I'm playing. Okay, so let's go ahead and start recording. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see that it's recording already, and I can play while I talk. Preferably, I'd be singing while I talk. Okay, so let's stop that. Okay, we'll save that. And let's just close this mixer right now, and let's just play that back whoops. Let's just play that back and see how it came out. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see that it's recording already, and I can play while I talk. Preferably, I'd be singing while I talk. Pretty good. Now, I'm going to stop it right there, and I'm going to put this right over here, and I am going to set up another track with the Go Mixer Pro. All right, and I'm going to add another instrument. So this is how you basically use your DAW and multi-track. So I've got the first track recorded with piano, and I'm going to add something over that with melodica. Alright, so not perfect, but just something to demonstrate with. So let's keep that. And let's play it back from there just so that you can see how you use this to multi-track. Alright, so okay, horrible job on the melodica, but again, this is just for demonstration purposes, and I can go ahead and play back the first two again, which is piano, melodica, and record a third track with something else. Maybe I want to sing, or maybe I want to change this to a bass guitar, or change this to a flute, or whatever I want. But basically, the Go Mixer Pro is making this all possible. So basically, I take a laptop computer with me, or, God, you can take your iPhone or your Android phone and forget about the video portion. You can use this just as a DAW. There's DAW programs for your phone or for your tablet. I prefer the big screen here, so that's why I like the laptop. And of course, I take my work with me wherever I want to go. So when I go to NAMM in January, I'm going to bring this with me and I'll be able to produce videos from my hotel room, and I don't have to wait until NAMM is over 4 days later and come home and start producing videos. So this is an excellent, excellent product. I cannot recommend it highly enough. It's really done a super job for me. I've had a couple of weeks to play with it, and it just works great. But for now, just know you've got a mixer and an audio interface all in one. And not only that, the preamps on here seem to be working wonderfully. I get great sound quality. So I hope this has helped you out. Piano Man Chuck, peace out. Thanks for watching.